Tes, tes. What? Can you hear me? Yeah, it's okay.
Tes 1, 2, 3. Tes 1, 2, 3, Mbak Unsa. Tes 1, 2, 3. Tes. Ya, udah. Udah ada suara. Oke, udah ada. Oke.
Dan tentunya juga teman-teman dari Kateksi yang pada sore hari ini mungkin berhalangan hadir untuk offline, dan kita juga bersyukur bahwa pada siang hari ini banyak dari teman-teman Ikateksi yang secara online mengikuti. Jadi selamat datang di event kegiatan Ikateksi pada siang hari ini. Saya mewakili dari Ikateksi, saya Heru Cahyono dari Sipil 80. Jadi Mas Tribroto, terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Ini saya sudah difasilitasi ini. Jadi Mas Sugi dengan tim dari Bita Bandung juga hadir, Mr. Gambiro dari Sipil 80 juga. Untuk menyikat waktu dan tentunya juga kegiatan ini juga kebetulan karena saya orang Kaltim dan temanya juga menarik yang terkait dengan solution subsoil. Dan kebetulan daerah kami itu di Kalimantan termasuk yang sebenarnya secara masalah tanah itu memang menjadi masalah yang lumayan. Dan tentunya nanti juga terima kasih teman saya dari Kalimantan Timur juga ada yang hadir, Mas Yuswal. Terima kasih Mas kehadirannya. Dan tentunya untuk menyingkat waktu, mungkin Pak Sugi ada yang mau disampaikan sebagai pemrakarsa nih dari kita. Karena kebetulan saya ini tugasnya hanya memfasilitasi dari PT Bita ini. Dan tentunya ini akan menjadi event Ikateksi yang secara rutin kita bisa adakan. Monggo Pak Sugi.
Terima kasih Pak Heru waktunya. Jadi siang ini saya Sugiharto, Angkatan 80 dari Undip, temannya Pak Heru ini, dan terima kasih sudah difasilitasi untuk membawa tamu kami dari Jepang yang nanti akan mempresentasikan dalam bahasa Inggris. Saya rasa tidak ada masalah. Nanti kalau ada tanya jawab bisa bahasa Indonesia, nanti kita bisa bantu untuk komunikasikan kalau perlu. Dan sesi ini knowledge sharing di mana topiknya tentang apa yang disebut sebagai D-Box. Nanti detailnya akan disampaikan, dan ini adalah solusi mengenai soft soil. Jadi itu aja, tidak berlama-lama. Jadi terima kasih sudah difasilitasi dari teman-teman Ikateksi. Maaf saya sendiri juga tidak terlalu aktif, hanya mendengar ceritanya dari Pak Heru aja ini tentang Ekateksi, dan mudah-mudahan dengan ini siapa tahu selanjutnya bisa berlanjut lagi dengan sesi-sesi yang lain. Okay, sorry, we speak in Bahasa, but basically we are very honored to be in this room with the alumni of University of Diponegoro. As I told you that we have alumni association, we call it Ekateksi, Ikatan Teknik Sipil, University of Diponegoro. And it's all my friends here, and because of them, we can come this place. And you can speak in English to explain to them. And if they have one or two need to help in the interaction, I will help you. Okay, it's time yours. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So, can you hear me? I think
Yes, clearly.
okay. Okay. So, first of all, I am Khan. I'm Dr. Khan, and I basically from Pakistan, but I'm working in Japan in a Pacific consultant. I did my PhD in Japan in geotechnical engineering, and now I'm working with Pacific Consultant. Pacific Consultant is a consultant company, and we do a lot of things as consultant does. And I have a colleague beside me, so I will please introduce.
Okay, so as he explained, my name, I am Utaka Nishimiya from Pacific Consultants. I am originally from Japan too, and yeah, today I'm the assistant of Mr. Khan. Yeah.
So, first of all, I would like to thanks you and everyone. Thank you for arranging this nice occasion for us, and thank you for online participant for making time for us. So today, I will like to present about the technology for the soft soil. So please allow me. Can you see my screen? Okay, so online participant, I believe they can see, right? Okay. So I would like to introduce about the technology related to the soft soil, and that's called DBox. DBox is divided box, and it is introduced by Innovate by the Metri Technical Institute in Japan, in association with the university professor and research. So first, this is the index, like how we go through my presentations. And first, before going to the detail of the DBox, I think it's important to know what is soft soil and its challenges. So of course, like soft soil is very weak and it has a very low strength. And then we need to do some reinforcement in order to stable our structures. And then it's mostly clay or silt. And also it's really need careful design and engineering to tackle those kind of soft soil. And I heard that from Beta, they are our nice collaboration with them, and they're helping us a lot. That Indonesia has a lot of soft soil in all over Indonesia. So we thought that it will be a good opportunity to speak about it. And then next, there are key challenges in building on the soft soil. First one, low bearing capacity. And the second one is then if it's the low bearing capacity and if we made something, then it will be the settlement issue. And then is the soil instability. And of course, impacts on the construction. There are many people from the different companies, construction and consultant. I believe so. I hope so. And there is a problem of the cost. If the project is delayed, there will be cost overruns and durability issues, client issue, the people around society issue. So we need to fix those issues in order to not these kind of like accidents happen in the site. Then now we move to the DBox. So what is basically DBox? DBox is basically the reinforcement product to strengthen the soft soil. And how it strengthens the soft soil, we go to the next slide. In next slides, I will explain briefly. And it's basically binding the soil particles together. The truss framework, if you see on the right side, top, right, bottom, there is a DBox and it's lifted by some equipment. And it's like a truss band inside, and it's like a truss band, and it's bind the material. And it's used to improve the ground and for safer, more durable construction. Then what are the sizes? So basically there were many sizes before, like a L size and also the S size, but now we mostly prefer the LS100 and LS150. So the material is polypropylene, and also the truss band is basically from nylon. And the durability is we cannot use it a second time. We can use it, but in Japan we don't recommend it because it will not be efficient at 100%. It can be used at 80%, but we don't recommend it. We should use only one time. And the material we're using for crushed stone, it's C40, sand or crushed stone you can use. And also the material is this one. So if you see on your right-hand side, you can see that. Then what are the benefits for the DBox? Basically, it's a reinforcement for the soft ground. And the important thing is it's reduced the settlement, and we can achieve the settlement very early. We can save the time in order to achieve the settlement. And the other thing is vibration reduction, because there are many vibrations from the machinery, from the traffic, about the earthquakes. So we can really reduce the vibration with the DBox. And if you have an earthquake zone here, then liquefaction happens. When the earthquake comes, the water comes out from the soil because of the weak clay, then liquefaction happens. So that's also can be prevented by the DBox. And then frost and heaving, maybe you are aware of that, like a frost and heaving happen in the cold area. So when the summer and cold change, the season change, the frost and heaving happens. I'm not aware, maybe you have cold region in Indonesia. So we can use also that there for the roads and embankments and also the retaining wall. And the one more important thing is environmental friendly, because of course, as you know, there are many methods to stabilize the soft soil. Cement, PVD, sorry, PVD, and also, but The cement one is not environmental friendly, so it's caused many things. That's why we use the D-box. It's also nowadays the world is focusing on the CO2 credits, if you are aware of that. So also it's help in the effects of CO2 reduction. So that's also good. And then cost effective, of course, in long run, it's a very cost effective. And then we compare different type of foundation with that. First is concrete one, you are aware of that. Then there's a soil bag, and then there's a D-box. So basic phenomena is geotechnical term. It's like a pore water pressure, and pore water pressure develop under the foundation. And then when the water develop, from it needs a way to go from left or right because it doesn't have a way to go. Then in concrete, it doesn't have a way to penetrate, like it will not go up. So it goes either right or left. So if it goes right or left, the soil will be slip and then it will sink and settlement will occur. Same in case of the soil bag, if the water, it will sag down and it will have more weight and the water has no way. It just goes inside the sandbag. But in case of D-box, as I said, we use the material C40, and if we use the sand or silt, it has good permeability. It will goes up to the D-box, across the D-box, and also left and right ways. So it will not make the bubble of the soil bubble. And then we can easily achieve settlement. And also the soil is stable and ground is stable. That is the main key for the D-box. And then, as I explained in the previous slide, you can see from the figure on the left-hand side is a soil bag. You can see that if we lift it, then it's kind of sagging. And then if you see on the right-hand side D-box, we have a truss band. And this is also one of the key parameter or key significance of the D-box. Like if you lift it, then the particle will be binding to each other and interlocking with each other, and they will support the particle each other, and the water can go through and also beside. Then, as I explained in the start of the presentation, like soft soil has many challenges. So can we address those challenges with the D-box or not? That's the question. So I think we can, because low bearing capacity. If you have a normal allowable bearing capacity, with the D-box, we can achieve 3 times. We can achieve more than 3 times, but normally 3 times is normal we can achieve. And settlement issue, it can give us a settlement very fast in a low amount of time. So we can save the time. And if we save the time, we save the money. So it's same concept. And then soil instability. We have no soil instability because it's settled the ground. Then as a technically, if what I explained in the previous slide, if you see in this graph, the blue one is bearing capacity of the foundation or the ground before the placing the D-box. And the yellow one, I think it's yellow one, the bearing capacity with the D-box, QAD. So you can see that it's more than 3 times, somewhere it's 2 times, but the bearing capacity is very high in case of the house construction, like the residential construction. So it's very good for the house construction as well. And then another example for the retaining wall or other structures, you can see that allowable bearing capacity and the other bearing capacity is more than 3 times we achieve. So it's very good in achieving the bearing capacity and also the settlement of the ground and support the ground. Then there are methods we can apply, like a road subgrade, parking lot, drainage channel, retaining wall, water tank, and parking lots. We can use a D-box there. So in Japan, we applied this to many fields. For example, retaining wall is one of the significance of that. A residential building, more than 1,000 buildings we built with the D-box. Then mostly we use it for temporary roads. We also use that in Kalimantan. 10 years before, we used that D-box. And also temporary works and waterways. And then how to do that? It's a very simple process. It's compared to the other method because it needs a proper technician and proper teaching. But in this case, if you see, like we just need a D-box polypropylene like a bag. Then we put the proper material in that. Then we grab it and then we just lift it with the band and then compact it. So the down truss band will be there. So like this. And then this is a small video for the for you. So please watch this, what I say. Maybe it's a recap. Shigaona. Can you hear it? No,
No.
no, sorry. Should I do?
Dibox adalah singkatan dari dan merupakan merek pakan terdaftar.
You mute. Sound right, no sound. Is it okay? Yes. Okay, sorry. I think you were listening to me, the online participant. So now I will present about a successful project history about what Metri did. So we have in Myanmar, with the railway project we did there. And then we have, as I explained, in Kalimantan, we also did this project. It's a short project, just for 2-3 days in Kalimantan. So we did in the Kalimantan as well. And then there's a ground reinforcement work using D-Box for the road base bypass highway on the soft ground. It's in the Japan. And then this is also in Japan. It's using debug foundation for the carbureted steel pipes. We did, it was not good, so stable, so we used the debugs. And then this is the, as explained before, the vibration, to control the vibration for the residential area and also for the people. We use the debugs. It's also significantly reduce the vibration. So how? This is liquefaction for Nagahama city in the Japan. So we also can reduce the liquefaction with the debugs because it's a water, so it's absorb the water and infiltrate, and also permeability is good. So it can reduce the phenomena of liquefaction. And then this is a kind of summary, like this is a project we did. So if we place the debugs in Aichi, Aichi is where Nagoya, maybe you know, heard of Nagoya, Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka. So I studied from Nagoya University. So it's Aichi prefecture. There was some project. And when they installed the debugs, the 10 dB reduction, this is a frequency where human can hear the voice. So there was a lot of reduction, 10 dB, and it's a very good reduction, just putting by debugs in the soil. And then also decrease the 2 to 10 hertz is a frequency. Eigen frequency is for the houses. When the houses vibrate and they sound. So this is also reduced. So it's been, debugs is not just effective in the settlement, it's also effective in the reducing the vibration. And then these are some certificates they got in Indonesia. Maybe you are more familiar than me to these kind of certificate. And then this is the contact detail. On your left-hand side is the president of Matri, Nomoto-san, and then there is a Dr. Shimada-san, is a technical manager. So we always, and we have people from Bita, Mugi-san, and Harrison. They visited Japan in May, I think, last May. So they also visited this company and also met those people. So that's it from my side. If any question, please, anything is okay. Thank you so much. And the online participant, you can ask question even in your language. No problem, any language is okay. If Japanese is also okay. Most welcome. Thank you.
Oke, silakan. Ini bisa, ya, jalan Pak. Oke,
What the concept of soil stress, stress control or deformation control?
Deformation.
Deformation control.
You mean the settlement?
Yeah, for design, for example, for building capacity of foundation, it usually use stress control.
Yes.
But for soft soil, sometimes use deformation or displacement control.
Deformation.
Information.
In this case. But one thing I will let you know, like we didn't go yet to the designs. I mean, in this presentation, I didn't yet discuss about the design because we are now introducing the debugs in Indonesia. And if we go further, then of course we go to the design stage. But of course we go for deformation case. Oh, we also
What's the
consider
limitation of deformation?
You mean the settlement, right? Deformation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that because these kind of details, the
Oh.
design details,
Oh, I see.
we were not supposed to reveal now because this is their design, right? So once we introduce that and some basic concept about that, of course we can reveal that. But the settlement, what we can do until 3 meter, this is effective. And deformation is also, I'm not sure about that, about the design sheet, because they didn't share with me anything about that. So yeah. What do you-
Once again, what the soil data for the use of design calculation?
I mean in the D-box
Yeah,
material.
material soil data, for example, unit weight, cohesion or other.
We cannot use clay in that. We can use only the crushed stone. I mean recommended from Japan, C40. crushed stone, we can use that. It has good permeability, but we can also use silt and sand. It's also possible.
For the soil, the base soil.
No, so maybe I can help you. For the base soil, that is the one that is going to be improved.
Improve.
So the base soil,
Kata apa yang dibutuhkan di situ?
it's just very soft or jadi sangat soft aja. Yeah. So
I mean the base soil,
the
what
base
we gonna
soil,
do?
yeah.
We don't have to do
We don't
anything.
do
That's
anything.
why we use D-box. We just put the D-box in the soil.
As
even
it is,
as
it is, yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
as it is.
Yeah.
We don't do anything.
You don't do anything.
Because
Yeah.
if we do anything, this is the significance of D-box. We
So-
just put like this and then wait for the settlement.
And we don't need to know what is the parameter of the existing.
We know,
soil.
of course.
We know,
we
yeah.
know the N value, we know the C, we know the
Okay.
I.
Okay.
If we know, then we can apply this. We
Yes.
definitely know that. But mostly N is 1 and 2. 0, 1, 2. So that's why we just put as it is, and then we observe the settlement. So now we are making the Narita in Japan, the runway, and then in that settlement is total settlement design is 4.62 something total settlement. It will, because it's a very, very weak soil and it's a lot of water, 700% they mentioned or something. A lot of water, liquidity
Yeah.
index is a lot. And what they do, they suggest the semer-stabilization, but the client says it's environmental issue, so please change another method. It's cheaper. In the long run, D-box is cheaper, but in the short run, it's easy semer-stabilization. Then they suggested a D-box. So it has a design, as I mentioned, we cannot now discuss that, but 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, depending on the situation. So if we put the 1 layer, it gives the bearing capacity 3 times the current bearing capacity. So like this.
And then if we put another layer, it will be
Yeah,
double?
more.
More, yeah. Okay.
It will be the design calculation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It will be more. Yeah.
More will be more.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. There is this question from the. Is any requirement for material inside the box? And then second one, is any pre-treatment soft soil condition before we install the box? If any project portfolio in Indonesia would be favorable.
How can I see the question?
Yeah.
About chat?
Chat, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, as I explained, there is a requirement like a C40, it should be crushed stone 40, as I explained. We cannot use clay, but there is not restriction. We have to customize according to the Indonesian needs, but the time will be different. For example, if you C40, for example, if it's need 1 day for the achieve a settlement, if we use the sand clay, it's just example, it might need 3 days. So the probability is different. So we might need the same material with the 5, what we decided, but we can go with sand and silt. So that's the thing we have to discuss and customize according to the Indonesian needs. And what is the next question?
The second one, is any pre-treatment? I think the same discussion we had.
We don't need a pre-treatment. It depends on the depth of the soft soil. If it's more than 4 meter,
Mhm.
we go for the pre-treatment.
Mhm.
But if it's a 3 and 4 meter, we don't need any pre-treatment. We can put as it is. Whatever it is soft soil and how much water it is, we can go without that. And as you mentioned that any project, as I mentioned Kalimantan, but I think it's 12 years before.
Yeah.
And it is not a project, it's a short project which was just for the temporary road and just for maybe less than 2-3 days, the med tree came and they teach. And that was the project they did in the Kalimantan. Yes,
And
thank you for your question.
yes.
Okay. Maximum height of D-box.
What is the maximum height of the deep box that can be used on embankment?
This is a kind of 3 meter. 3
3 meter, yeah.
We can use for now in Japan, we are using 3 meter. But in Japan, we practice that.
Okay. The question is coming from the Kalimantan base,
Okay.
and they're talking about probably we can use the toll road in Kalimantan,
Okay,
how high that can be?
3 meter we can
3
use,
meter.
as I mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's embankment, right? So there are many factors involved, as I discussed with you in Japan. For example, there is a heavy sliding on that region, heavy raining. So if it's heavy raining, the soil will go down. So the tree box needs support also.
Mhm,
But if there is not so just a water,
mhm.
no debris, then nothing will happen to the tree box because it has a material. Water will just flow and just go up. But if the debris is coming and sliding is coming, of course, D-box is need protection. So we need some pile or something beside that.
Mm.
But if just the water is coming, then no problem. We can use that. Thank you so much for your question.
Yeah, he's saying that in Kalimantan, predominantly are composed of clay.
Yeah. So of course it's a expensive clay, or what kind of clay it is? If I ask, it's a soft clay.
Expansive nggak kalau Kalimantan?
Soft.
Expansive, yeah. Soft and expansive, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both, yeah.
Because if it's expensive, if you put water, it swell, right? So it's a more problem. So yeah, of course, mostly the soft issues is with the clay. So yeah, I can understand it's a clay. So it's good to use there. We can use that.
Very good, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Can be used for the slope stability too.
Yes, we didn't use yet, but yeah. Because the basic idea is the soft soil, and it should be N012 if we have that. And if the settlement is, the soil depth is 3 meter or 4 meter, we can use D-box. This is the basic idea. So we can use that where is what was it? So you can see. Here, so these are we already use in Japan. Box culvert, buildings, pay department, railway tracks, temporary works, we can use that D-box, definitely. And also it's a very easy way to make it. It's not so complicated technique involving in that. So it's easy to make, sorry. We need a D-box box, and then we put the material, then we wrap it, then we have proper compaction, and that's it. And it not need so much labor.
Yeah, there's another question. Is there any standard dimension of the D-box, or it depends on the soil condition? The second question, is it applicable if we want to use D-box on the previously mangrove site?
What is mangrove?
Mangrove is vegetation that usually on the coastline.
Sure.
A peat, you mean peat?
Yeah, it's in area.
Different pit, yeah. Mangrove is vegetation that is on the
shore.
Rawa.
Rawa itu tanaman di rawa itu apa namanya? Rawa itu.
Very peat and very soft.
Yeah. Mangrove.
Tapi kan itu rawa kan itu.
Three on the shore.
Okay,
Yeah, three
okay.
on the shore. Yeah. Yeah.
So the first question is, your answer is on
Yeah.
the screen, like we have of course proper size for the D-box, and mostly we use LS 150. And if this site, as I mentioned, if has N value 012 and it's a very soft soil, doesn't matter how much water it is, water content, it's okay. We can use D-box, but depend on the depth. If that depth soil is more than 5 meter, it's difficult. We need to think another thing, and then we can put D-box. So, yeah, thank you for a nice question.
And the second one, the mangrove.
Yeah, we can use. I already answered. Like we can use it, but it depends on the depth. Like if the depth of that soil is too much, 5 meter or something, we need some protection with that. But definitely we can use that.
Yeah, probably related with mangrove. If it is the mangrove is along the coastline, then how can we put the box, because the mangrove is the root itself is down in the bottom of the coastline, and then there's water of the sea like that, and then so we cannot put. So my understanding is the box has to be put on the prepared original ground. Yeah, if this is the original ground is soft, then
Yes,
we put
yes, yes.
not on top of the mangrove.
No,
No.
no.
Yeah, no, it cannot be like that.
Yeah,
Because
it
if on top of the mangrove, then it will be
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
On the top of, I mean, on the top of the real ground.
Yeah, on the real ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
The limitation is height,
Yes.
height of the
Yeah.
layer of the D-box.
Yeah.
okay. Yes. Ada pertanyaan lagi? Mungkin di belakang. Ya.
If we have a subsoil depth of 6 meters and the box can below 50 meters, how is treatment for 3 meters below soil?
Like if we have a 6 meter and D box is only for 3 meter, then we didn't use that yet. We only use for the 3 or 4 meter. But personally, you have to stabilize the soil, or you can do piling. This is the only method. You do piling and put some floor on that, and then you put D box. That only, or put drains. Or if it's a very soft soil, we can also. It depends how much water it is. It has. If not so much water, we can put the drains, PVD or something you put. And also horizontal drains we can put. And 6 meter is very near to the 5 meter. But if it's 20 meter, I heard from someone like somewhere 0 to 20 meter, you have very soft soil. It's impossible, I think. We cannot do that. But in that, we can do that.
It's an interesting question. In industrial nature or mine area, is the box also applicable and preferred to be used for vibration equipment such as high pressure pump, rotary kiln, crusher, etc.?
You mean for the foundation, right?
Yes.
In mining area.
Yeah. For instance, in industrial area or mine area, they need to have equipment. The equipment itself, when it operates, it will give some pressure or some vibration, like a pump. If we have a big pump or several pumps, then the pump, when it is operated, it will make vibration.
Yes.
Is it okay if it is put on top of the box structure?
Yes, as I mentioned, like we have a project, and this is the frequency. Of course, when it's vibrated, it has frequency, right? So if it's that range, it can reduce. It cannot reduce the minus, but of course, it can reduce to very good amount that the people will feel much comfortable than if it's so noisy. So if that in range, this frequency, D-box definitely can reduce that vibration. So this is the frequency range for that.
I think the release, the question relate to the strength instead of the hearing of the frequency. For instance, if the pump is operating on top of the box, is the box strong enough to support it during the vibration? Is there any damages because of the vibration? Or the box can stand?
I'm not sure about this very high equipment, but for the traffic, normally for the traffic, it's okay.
It's okay.
But it depends how much producing, right? We need a calculation. I'm not sure about that, but how much it's occurring the weight.
Yeah.
Because if we have a very heavy truck running on the road, then if it's the same weight, it's
vibrate,
then it's okay for the D-box as well. But it depends how much it's doing the vibration or something. But exactly on the D-box, of course, it's not possible.
Okay. Another example is a mining area, rotary kiln or crusher. You know the structure of rotary kiln. It's a steel structure with kiln like that, and then vibrating, and the foundation has to stay on the sufficiently strong foundation. If it is the soil is soft, and then we improve with the box. Is it strong enough to support the vibration of that structure?
But definitely one
Yeah.
thing we need to know that D-box purpose is to achieve the settlement very fast.
Achieve the
Settlement very fast, and it can make the sound, make the ground very stable.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot just use the D-box for the foundation. We
Mhm.
use the D-box for
Mhm.
temporary and get settlement faster,
Mhm.
and then we make the embankment
I
or
see.
some strong material.
Okay.
So in that case, we can use that.
Okay.
But if we use another method, it will be expensive.
I see.
It takes time for the settlement and many tests. But we have to use the D-box to achieve the settlement faster, make the sound stable, and then we can, according to that, we can make some
Okay.
material or embankment, and then it's okay, I think.
Okay. Settlement and improve the strength.
Yes,
The
yes,
strength.
bearing capacity.
Okay, bearing capacity.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, we have to calculate the foundation itself.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the foundation can be in a form of slab or in a
Yeah,
form
yeah.
of concrete.
Yes, yes.
As a common
Yeah.
design of foundation, and the foundation sitting on that
Yes.
improved soil.
Yeah,
I see.
because now in the Narita,
Mhm.
we have to make the runway,
Mhm,
and the runway passes through the road,
mhm,
main road.
mhm.
So we have to divert the road.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are making temporary road for the people, so runway is there.
Yeah.
So it's very, very soft soil, so even we make embankment, it will sink
Sink,
down,
yeah,
right?
sink.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
sink.
So we put the D-box to
Mhm.
first stabilize the ground.
The ground. Yeah.
Once the ground is stable and settlement is if 2 meter settlement occur, it's not gonna happen in 20 years or something, it will settle again. So
Mhm.
we get the settlement
Mhm.
in very fast time
Mhm.
and cheap material, and
Yeah.
then after we make the embankment and the road. So this is the basic concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even you do the seam stabilization or other thing, it's kind of, you make something else on
Mhm.
top of that,
On
right?
top of that,
On top of that. So there are methods to stabilize the soil.
stabilize the soil.
So I have to differentiate between the foundation and the stabilization of
Yes,
soil.
that makes up sometimes.
This
Yeah.
makes confusion.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, D-box is stabilization of the soil and make it strengthen. That's basic concept. On the top of that, you can make it, but if you just don't have D-box or other method of stabilization, it's difficult to put just embankment on
Yeah.
that. I hope this answer the questions. And what are the earth material type? You mean, that's I answer, like C40 we use.
Yes, I think
And
that's
Kalimantan,
related.
I don't know, I never been to Kalimantan, so maybe.
Iya, jadi pengisinya itu. Nah, ini orang Kalimantan yang gimana nih?
Cocok isunya.
He is working in Kalimantan for
Oh,
many years. Ya.
What do you think?
Ya, apakah pengisinya itu ada di Kalimantan atau kayak harus import dari Palu misalnya gitu.
Kalau untuk materialnya mungkin dari Palu ya.
Kalau material
selected kan, selected.
grass
Ya.
rock usually we imported from Palu, but in
Palu.
certain Palu
Next
is the
island.
Palu.
next island, Sulawesi Island.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes in very selected area of Kalimantan, they have some quarry also.
Okay.
Yeah, we can use it, even though it's not as good as Palu, ya. Yeah, but
Tadi aplikasi yang di Kalimantan itu Kalimantan mana ya?
nah nggak tahu. Oh, yang dulu itu. Coba. Yang
Kalimantan Timur itu untuk
dulu itu.
perkebunan ini PT Jarum, Pak.
Itu Jarum waktu itu.
Jarum.
Jarum. Ya.
Untuk sawit ya?
Ya,
Ya,
untuk
sawit,
jalan
ya,
sawit
jalan
ada
sawit.
orang ini aja.
Berarti Kaltim ya?
Kaltim.
Oh, udah lama itu.
Udah lama 2012.
Ya, 2012.
So it depends, like if the query is far and it's expensive, that's what I explained before, like should be customized according to the Indonesian needs. But we need to calculate how much phi it has, how much cohesion it has, how much time it will take to permeability properly. So of course it will affect the time of the settlement, but it will not affect the efficiency of debox. And debox is itself work, but it takes more time. If you, of course, if you change the material, it's different stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's we need to check. What is that? Mongo?
Oh,
Thank you.
they said
Thank
they said thank you for the answer.
Should I say sama-sama?
And then I said Mongo means it's our pleasure.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is my chat.
Ah, this is your chat.
Yes, I reply to them on
Okay.
behalf of you and on behalf of
Thank you.
everybody here. The next one. In the road construction method, when comparing conventional embankment with the use of debox, is there a time difference or any potential advantage for the users?
Yes. I have to show you that. They show us right there. Yes, there is a significant time difference. Allow me. Wait, please. If somebody has another question, please just type. Let me search that. I cannot show you the time here, but can you see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So the left-hand side is typical method for the plate load of Terzaghi theory, and on the right-hand side is the debox. So the total settlement will be the same, of course, because we need to achieve the settlement, right? We cannot change the behavior of the soil, but in order to achieve the accessible, permissible settlement, in case of debox, you can see that it takes very short time to achieve here. I don't know if I'll pointer or not. How do you use a pointer?
But it's not on the television.
Okay.
The light, you can see the light, the red light.
Oh, no, yeah, you can see this, right? You can see this, what I'm.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see, sorry, you can see here and here, it's suddenly drop in the settlement. So in the debox, in case of debox, we can achieve the settlement in the very fast. So this is the time difference, of course. This is thank you so much, very interactive. So we get many questions from the people who are watching.
Especially, I know from Pak Heru here. Pak Yuswal Subi is located in the Kalimantan. Yeah?
Kalimantan.
Yeah, Kalimantan Timur. Yeah.
Okay.
And Pak Heru just talked to me that it is very potential to be applied in Kalimantan, where we need to work on the soft soil. Yeah.
Any question for the filler of soil?
The material.
Any requirement?
Yes, we have, like as I mentioned, like C40. C40 crushed stone.
Crushed stone.
Yeah.
Pot.
But we can use sand and silt also.
Sand and silt.
What about density?
Density.
Of what?
Of kepadatan
Material. No need a certain density of the material, yeah, because it will compact itself once it is put it and then.
Yeah.
Yang terpenting sih permeabilitasnya Pak, yang itu keluar. Ya, jadi kalau yang custom itu keluar buat water pressure-nya itu ada permeability, soalnya di dalam deboxnya sendiri dia si bahannya itu emang permeable. Kan kalau misalnya dibanding dengan beton impermeable, jadi airnya itu samping, sehingga kan tidak ada apa sih nggak imbang. Jadi kalau misalnya itu dari Depok itu dia keluar dari bahannya, dia masuk keluar juga permeable terhadap bahan yang kita custom yang tadi itu. Karena kan kalau dikasih kayak clay kayak gitu dia gitu, impermeable juga.
Terus tegangan izin tariknya si Depok seberapa ya?
Oh, tegangan tarik, the tensile strength, the tensile strength.
Tensile, I'm not sure. I just checked because it was a question. It said, I'm not sure, 60 kilonewton can be achievable with this band. But I need to confirm with the metric because there's no mention there.
Just this is logic, my logic, because I'm not from metric.
Yeah.
The tensile strength is actually is not required in terms of the structural influence of the debug itself. It is required when it lifted,
Yes.
as long as this can
Hold that.
hold
Yeah,
that
yeah.
box, it's okay.
So I think he's asking about that. Like,
Yes, yeah, because
if you
yeah,
pull, the
pull it,
tensile
Yeah.
strength will be applied.
yeah,
So I think he's asking about the threshold, like the limit of that tensile strength.
yeah.
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but until it holds,
It
but I
holds.
think there is a limit. Of course,
Yeah.
there is a limit.
Of course, you can see easily when you lifted the box
Yeah.
and then the thing is broken, the box will
Yeah.
will
No
disperse. So
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know. So when you lift it because the box is
Yeah.
very big probably, and then cut or broken, then you cannot use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the important is that the strap, right? The strap bend.
Yes,
Yeah,
strap
yeah,
bend,
yeah, strap bend.
So it depends also on how much you put inside. So
Mhm.
of course it's tested for that,
Mhm.
but I don't know the exact number. But if it's break, of course it's no value for the people.
So in this case, the dimension is 2, yeah. The large one,
Yeah.
and then the small one.
Yeah.
The LS 100 meaning that is the
Yeah, small
the,
one.
The LS 100 is small one.
LS
LS is
yeah, big, sorry.
yeah. And then the other one is SS.
Yeah.
SS small one.
SS
SS is small,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
one.
But in L also we use 100 and 150. We use two.
Okay.
So 150 is bigger, right?
Yeah,
So we now mostly use 150.
150.
Yeah.
150 is 150 by 150. 150
Yes,
centimeter,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And the thickness?
Thickness is,
45.
45, yeah, 45. Iya, jadi ukurannya ada ya. Itu.
Tapi Pak Sugi ini sebenarnya kan menarik ya,
Mhm.
karena kan coba nanti saya
Sure.
kan kasus untuk jalan tol Balikpapan Samarinda itu kan beberapa tempat
Only for the wrong sides,
Mhm.
you can take from the
Oh,
break of the box, so maybe
Yes.
Yeah.
Ini contoh ini.
Yeah.
So this is
So
the
ini-
debug
yeah.
sample.
Yes.
Sorry, we forget.
This is a small miniatur ya.
Miniatur.
Very miniatur.
This is SS.
Maximum drop.
Drop height.
Ya, berapa tinggi jatuh maksimum.
Tidak perlu
Is it possible to drop it from high?
No, we don't drop it.
Oh, iya.
We cannot drop it. We cannot drop it.
No, we can drop it.
No.
Because if you drop it, it cannot be on the fixed side, right?
Ini ada eskavator.
Oke.
Ya, diletakkan aja.
They just
Diletakkan.
drop it.
You cannot throw this.
Oh iya.
You have to
ada.
make.
Oh iya, ada.
Oh, okay.
Ada pelatihan.
Oh, ada pelatihannya.
This is very simple one.
Uh,
Sangat sederhana. Oke. Ini. Oh iya. Ya. Ini kelihatan ini.
What?
Iya. Ya, jadi
So
ini plastik
this one.
saja. Ya.
This is the truss.
Show
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
camera.
Oh, camera.
Oh.
Here is the camera.
The box is getting.
Yes.
Oh,
Here is the camera. Sorry. Ya, kan? Itu tuh. Kamera.
Can you see? So this is the D box, and then this is the truss band I show you. So this is truss. So we put the material here, and then we just lift it, and then this is the phenomena, and this is the strip band. So once we finish the material putting inside, then we close it. This is the material for the D box, the smaller.
This is miniature ya.
Yeah,
Miniature.
Not real size.
Not the real size. Yeah.
This is not because before they introduced the SS size
SS, yeah.
and then innovate to LS size.
Okay.
So before we use this one,
Oh,
in
yeah?
Kalimantan we use LS. Yeah,
Okay.
bigger one.
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger one.
But this can be used for the houses.
Okay.
It depends because if house is small, we can use this as well.
Okay.
But for the embankment and maintaining retaining wall, we use LS.
Okay.
What are durability?
Of what? This one?
Sulfate resistant or oil resistant?
Chemical durability. This one. This is poly.
Some reaction or not?
Yeah.
Is it proof from such as sulfire?
Again, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It has no problem, but the only is how to say. If it's like this crack, like some happen, it's okay. But if it's long issued now, it's not okay because the material will go out. And if
Lifetime, but lifetime.
Lifetime.
lifetime is we can only use one time,
Yeah.
so we cannot reuse.
Permanently.
How many years? How many years?
Definitely, it's not. We cannot. Yeah. It's permanent, like a foundation, so we cannot take it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
mean,
if we check it
and-
again,
yeah.
then it's we don't check the foundation again. So
Yeah.
it's
it become part of the soil. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
because if we check again, then we have to demolish the building.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, what I said that if the how to say
Cut.
if the cut happen due to compaction or something, this is not but still acceptable. But if you do like this,
Mhm.
then it will be material will go out and it will
burst-
lose its
it will
shear
burst out.
strength,
Yeah, it will burst
and
out.
it will not be effective at it, and the height will be different, right?
Mhm.
So we have to, the worker and the person in charge properly check.
Mhm.
When he lay down the D box, he should put, when he put another D box on the layer, before putting another, he put some sheet,
Mhm.
like
The
sheet,
same sheet.
some sheet is available. Otherwise, if you drop it, as you mentioned, it will crack and it will impact,
Mhm.
and might there is a hole he doesn't notice.
Mhm.
And if he doesn't notice it, it will create an issue.
Interesting.
Yeah, I also feel the same.
Oh, I don't think it's possible for a plant to grow roots going through like that.
What?
Yeah, I mean the root
Tree, it's like
trees,
tree,
trees or
tree.
something.
My D box?
No, I mean, yeah.
I should ask this question to medical president.
I cannot.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Of course,
Yeah.
because if that's the case, then debris will go inside
Yeah.
the roots, and if the debris go inside, the weight is different.
Yeah.
And the settlement phenomenon, because it's a proper design,
Mhm.
the what it weight carry, how much it goes down, and how much it settles the soil. But if you put the trees inside,
Not the trees inside. I mean the root penetrate.
no, you can see it's
Ah,
very
yeah.
thick.
Yeah.
Can-
Berapa jam aplikasi di Indonesia?
Oh, baru yang itu baru pertama yang 2012. Terus ini mau datang lagi pengen mempromotkan si ya. Yeah, the question why it is already used in Indonesia. I said it's only
Kalimantan.
Kalimantan and that year 2012 yeah.
12, yeah.
12, yeah.
So that's the reason we came here to introduce this D-box again, because it's basically used for soft soil, as you know, and it's specialty for the D-box. And a lot of soft soil, we heard from the beta, like a lot of soft soil in Indonesia.
Kalau suatu saat bisa fasilitasi untuk presentasi di PU sana,
PU
PU Kalimantan Timur.
bisa
Ya,
ya.
main menarik juga itu kan.
Ya.
Tentunya kan masalah
Is there a chance to conduct presentation in Kalimantan?
Yeah.
Guys, in Kalimantan, in our public work.
Gini, mungkin kan kalau
So
misalnya
Actually,
you do the
I-
presentation?
Yeah.
kita komunikasi dulu.
Okay.
PU.
He's asking the
So we wake up
possibility
3 a.m. and take a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better to do there also.
because he is familiar with the public public works department in East Kalimantan.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he can arrange the audience from public work in East Kalimantan, probably can
Do you
have
think that it's
central-
online is okay, or we need to be there?
What's that?
Online is okay,
Online-
or
online
we
okay.
can.
Nah, ini nanti coba
Yeah, if it is online, it is easier. Yeah, it's easier.
Can,
Yeah,
can be online, please, anytime.
yeah.
Let us know so we can do like online like this. Yeah,
I think online juga ya.
yeah.
Can we use for soccer field?
So, sorry.
Soccer field, football.
Soccer field.
Yeah, because the Kalimantan is the soil is not good.
Mhm.
We can use, I think.
Of course, because the pressure is not
Karena pengalaman jalan tol kali di
Hmm.
Kalimantan,
Mhm.
Kaltim itu beberapa tempat tuh
16.
oh,
16 ya.
Jadi,
Yeah. He's talking about the experience in the
road
road construction in Kalimantan.
Itu kan usul dari
Yeah.
Yeah.
sebentar.
The settlement is not the same from one part to another part. So different settlement, thing like that.
So that can be handled with the D-box very effectively
Mm.
because properly monitor.
Mhm.
And you know, in every construction, like D-box can handle the settlement, but you need to proper measure,
Mhm.
like not just leave it, the site worker, like,
Mhm.
okay, settlement is okay, so leave it. So of course it will be like this.
Mhm.
So properly measuring, like, okay, one layer, this settlement, we achieve 5 centimeter or something. Okay, now we need to put another layer. And once everything is settled, then you put the embankment.
Mhm.
Not just, okay, D-box is there and after 1 week you put the embankment.
Oh,
That will be, of course, settlement is not properly achieved. So you need to wait for at least 1.5 or 2 meter settlement that's stable. And then after that, you can do whatever you want, but not just putting the D-box right away and after 3 days you start embankment.
okay. So
So-
there is a certain procedure to monitor
yeah,
the
yeah.
settlement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And debug is the one of the tools to
Yes,
to
yes.
get that settlement.
Drug test is one of the method we use for the settlement analysis. We check after, before and after. We
Yeah,
check the
yeah.
soil bulk we make, and then we check the settlement, right?
Right.
Like this. Oh no, we can show. Like this. I think everyone is familiar with this one. So this is the plate for test, right? It's like this. So this is bulb, right? This is a soil bulb.
Okay.
So as you near,
Mhm.
it's more. As you go far, it's less, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So as you go near, the pressure is more.
Mm.
So if we put the D box here, the green one,
Mhm.
it will dissipate the pressure. So the soil will be stable. But if we don't have, if we have concrete there, it will increase to 1, 2, something. It will increase and it will sink. So that's what the D box is doing. And reconfirming with the plate load test, we are confirming that, okay, how much settlement we achieving or not. Something like this. Yeah. So it's a very interesting phenomena D-box is following, and it's very surprising that how it achieved the settlement very fast. So that's I think it can be used in Indonesia for some project because you have a lot of soft soil. We have problem in Japan, but not so much.
Yeah.
But in Indonesia, all over I think is soft. So why not try it
Mhm.
and see how it behaves? I think and this is in the start maybe it's expensive, but as I mentioned before, like we need to make a house, how to say, the company here to manufacturing company
Mhm.
who can manufacture here, and then we customize the local material. Then it's very, very cheap.
Mhm.
And one time we can teach the people, I think it's not a big deal that
Mhm.
people can do by themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What difference between with geotextile?
With this,
Yeah.
Harrison, you need to answer now.
Kalau geotextile yang non bubut kan artinya
Because I gave him
hanya
his
sebagai
homework.
separator, hanya sebagai separator
This
saja.
is his homework.
Jadi kalau pakai di box ini selain hanya sebagai separator, tapi juga mengalirkan water pressure-nya ke atas. Jadi di situ nggak ada apa sih bulking di bawah ya kan. Pressure ini mengalirkan ke atas dan ke pinggir-pinggirnya. Kalau geotextile itu rata sebagai separator, malah di situ malah jadi semacam endapan dan di situ nggak tidak bisa mengalirkan air. jadi malah jadi penuh gemuk gitu. Seperti itu sih.
What did you answer?
I will answer.
Is it okay?
Does it make sense?
Sana di ke recycling berarti.
Oh ya, dia tekstilnya itu, ya.
But another question, really geotextile. If we use the geotextile and cut it and make it as a deep box,
You mean material will be
material
geotextile?
geotextile, is it much more
It will
expensive?
be- It will be new company, not Metri. Compression test.
Compression before approval from client.
Oh, what does it mean? Can you clarify?
Is any compression
Compression test for D-box, I understand. Approval from the client for what? Is it okay to clarify your question, please? He's asking compression test for the soil or for the D-box or why we need a approval for
Flat
what?
bearing test, I think.
Maybe he's asking about the bearing capacity, allowable bearing
Yeah.
capacity.
Yeah.
Flat bearing test.
Yeah, plate load test.
Sure.
If that's so, can you please clarify again? I think it's plate load test you're talking about. So we do plate load test for the QA, allowable bearing capacity, and then after we putting this, we do again plate load test.
plate load test? Yeah.
Yeah.
Segala kecil.
I asked him, is it plate load
You
test?
said muff.
Huh?
Muff.
Maaf, sorry. Loading test.
Yeah, we do the plate load test.
Loading test.
Yes, we do the plate load
The
test.
one I showed just before, so we show the plate load test and we know the allowable bearing capacity, and then after that, we also do the plate load test to confirm it's achieved or not.
Oh, that's before the final structure to be put on top of it, ya?
Yeah.
Oke, jadi setelah dipasang itu dimonitor, dia kan settle, lebih cepat settlenya kan. Nah, lebih cepat settlenya itu dimonitor gitu. Sampai pada kondisi di mana sudah tidak settle lagi.
Can you please share the PowerPoint presentation? Is it okay for you to share the material in here?
Oh, you mean the attach here?
Presentation.
Actually, I already make it in PDF version. If you allow, I will send to the.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Di sana deh.
Just share here.
I will share.
But please, if they have some questions,
Mm.
of course, but they will write to Metri. So, contact identify.
The contact is on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp to Abesar me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So please mention that.
Okay.
Yeah, so please mention that.
Already in your presentation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, then totally fine. It's like Metri will be shocked, like why messaging coming from Indonesia, what's happening? Shimada will be angry.
Kalau masalah cost, karena orang kan larinya ke
Cost.
He's talking about cost.
Cost about what?
I mean the cost aspect.
So it's
How
a
we
cost
compare?
like one D box, not to say. Point here is shown. Again. It's one. This one box is almost 20,000 yen
20,000 yen.
without material.
2.2 million rupiah.
Yeah.
Satu box ya.
Satu box.
Ya, satu box.
Yeah.
Ketahanan terhadap
But
Apa?
problem pajak-pajak.
Dibacok enggak main surprise.
Tapi juga bukan kita.
Hati-hati.
makanya di pelaksanaan itu seberapa jauh pendampingan Karena kan kadang-kadang juga
So this is just an example for the houses. We do for houses. So if we do 1 meter square for the area, it costs around 8,000 yen. I don't know how much in Indonesia. 1 meter square for the house construction, we can say 8,000, including the labor cost, including the material cost, including the D-box cost. But it's Japanese cost, so maybe it's cheaper here because labor cost is cheap, material is cheap. So 8,000 yen, 1 meter square for the houses.
10,000 yen.
Yeah.
Okay.
untuk pelaksanaan di lapangan ada pendampingan. Gitu loh.
The question is probably you will say yes. When we apply this on site, is there any supervision from Metri to train or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because we worry about the what you call it, workmanship. You know, people sometimes just, for instance, drop it or use unintentionally make it cut on the box because of something. And
No, they will do proper training, of course, and they can come here for 2-3 days. It depends on the schedule and depends on the contract, right? So
Yeah,
once
yeah.
they can do that. For example, like, wait, I'll show you something. Where is Kalimantan? Ah, yeah, this one. You see this Kalimantan, right? The truck. So the truck is moving on some formwork. Some formwork is there,
homework.
right? But if you just move the truck on the D-box in the second picture, it's not working. Of course, it will collapse. So you need to put some formwork or some steel plate on the D-box.
On top.
Yeah, on the top, while you moving the heavy loading. Otherwise, of course, it's tear up,
tear-
and it's a
tear up,
sand,
yeah,
and it's tear up and
so
it's
big.
bad, right? As I mentioned again and again, the main purpose of the D-box is to stabilize the soil,
Stabilize.
achieve the settlement in an early time, and also get the load. But if you want to put everything on the exactly D-box, it's not designed for that.
It's not designed for that, yeah.
Of course,
Okay.
because the tire has. So what
Yeah.
they did in Kalimantan,
It will punch. Yeah.
what happened in Kalimantan, they just drive the truck on the D-box. And it's not working because it's not what it designed for.
It's not intended like that. Yeah.
It's not intended like this. And that time training was only 1 day and they go back and they just ride the truck on the D-box.
It was a bad experience during
Yeah.
2012, misunderstanding between the application. Mereka hanya pasang seperti itu di box itu, tidak dikasih cover apa-apa, langsung ada kendaraan lewat, sobek. Jadi fungsinya tidak untuk itu, fungsinya on topnya harus dikasih cover dulu baru.
You see this D-box he put here, right?
Yes, yeah.
And if the worker put the D-box on here edge, not proper here, it's also a problem because there's a gap, right? If there's a gap, then D-box will not function. It should be aligned like this. So, but if the worker is just putting D-box like this,
With the
how about this
with the
way?
gap, yeah.
The water will go up and it's not working. It should be like this. And then if we have little schema, we call it in Japanese like a little wide, then if we put another D-box, we put a sheet here.
Sheet.
A sheet.
Okay.
Before putting the
second
D-box.
one, okay.
So this will be covered.
And probably you put it alternately.
Alternately, yes.
And the top must be covered.
Covered.
Covered by
Same polypropylene sheet.
Polypropylene.
Same sheet, the red one sheet. Because it will not allow the water to go up. It will also allow the D-box to intact in the future. As you asked me how many years.
Yeah.
Because if you put the sheet, it will not be cut. So
Again, the question is that material. Is it a regular plastic here that we can find anywhere in the market?
Yeah, I need to bring the American president here.
Because you know, when you go to the market in Jakarta, there is a stand like that. The people selling, you know.
Can easily available. But my understanding is it can be because Myanmar they did right. So I think it can be available. But
Plastik biasa kan Bu?
Jadi kalau beras ini
Iya.
sebenarnya kan dia baru memperkenalkan atau mereka sebelumnya kan sudah mulai mau ada apa ya istilahnya kan stok material.
Materialnya ada dan.
Udah siap
Iya,
juga.
iya.
Jadi-
Yeah, he's asking whether Metri in Japan has a material stock in Japan, and then if somebody you're interested, and then whether we have to buy from Metri a long way, come here, several roll or something like that, or
actually
what
the
is the
procedure.
procedure?
Actually, we don't have. So we have in China, they have, and it make one day 50 pack they can make, the limited. So that's they are thinking what we discussed with them that once someone is interested in that, then they can make a small company here with the contact with that person, customer who is interested, and then they can teach the local people how to make that. It's much easier, and they can train them, and they can make it in Indonesia, and the per cost. The tree box will be cheaper in Indonesia, definitely. And about the material, I feel we can find it here, but that's why we are here. So these questions are very important for us. So we will discuss that with them, and of course get back to you, because if we didn't present that, we don't have these questions.
Yes.
So these are very
Yeah,
very
after
important questions.
especially after looking at the sample,
Yeah.
it's for me a regular plastic sheet. I don't know about the plastic material or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's a regular plastic sheet.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So it's just a technology of the trust bank. So they just need to come here. They just need to teach the people, local people, and they have to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not practical to always ask Japan to send those.
Yeah.
Because project is running long way. You need 100, 200.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Ya, jadi kalau di Cina ada gitu. Jadi kalau memang itu bisa di arrange, kemudian mereka datang ke sini, apa?
Punya ada Pak stok.
Ada di
Cina.
Di Indonesia nggak ada,
belum
di Indonesia belum ada. Ini baru
Pengenalan produk, Pak.
Iya.
Kita belum punya company-nya juga, belum punya perusahaan juga. Jadi kalau mau ganti jadi agen bisa.
Enggak, kalau kita harus impor. Kita bisa cuma
Oh, itu bisa di-arrange, Nah, ini kan baru pertama juga. Jadi kalau ini bisa juga possible untuk dan kita akan
what approximately price in Indonesia?
We don't know. Because we don't know how nobody make here. But of course it's cheaper, right? Definitely, as you know, price is different in Japan. Cost, labor, we have limited human resources. So material, everything is expensive. So
The problem if the material only the China, not Indonesia.
yeah, that's the problem.
It is difficult for available in small volume.
But as you mentioned, there's another island. You have crushed stone there, right?
Yeah.
Near Kalimantan, you have.
Yeah.
And it's not so complicated material, I think. You can
Yeah.
find anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can modify it with sand and silt as well. So yeah,
Any minimum order from China?
minimum
the
order.
material.
Yeah.
No, the
D-box
D-box
material.
pieces. Any
Satu kontainer.
yeah, it should be in one container,
Nah,
Pak.
itu besar.
Yeah. If you want to buy, it has to
The
be one
material.
container.
Yeah.
Kalau saya saran gini sih, karena kan selama ini kalau kami di Kalimantan Timur ya, kan penanganan untuk tanah lunak itu kan dapat dikatakan belum seluruhnya berhasil, ya kan. Kan
Trial and error sana.
Iya, jadi artinya kan ini menarik kan.
Hmm.
Tapi memang sarannya memang harus ada upaya untuk terus-menerus memsosialisasikan
Ya.
atau
Ya.
mempublikasikan kan.
Ya.
Itu aja sih. Ya kan, karena kan memang ya di lapangan kan pasti ada beberapa pembanding kan ya. Kan selama ini yang banyak dikenal ya geotekstil.
Textile, yeah. Yeah.
Tapi
Yeah,
memang-
he's talking again about the his experience in Kalimantan. Yeah, it's still possible to use this one, but would like to know further what is the procedure, thing like that, and then make socialization to the people in there. Yeah,
Karena
especially
di
public.
samping di kepeguan kan bisa
Mhm.
masuk di perusahaan-perusahaan tambang,
Tambang,
perusahaan kapal sawit.
Yeah, yeah.
Mereka
Itu
tuh bangun
pengalaman biasanya kalau masuk ke Indonesia itu mesti dikembalikan ke pusat.
Pusat.
Ke PU itu.
Oh.
Itu tuh harus dapat istilahnya dapat
Izin.
perizinan.
Lisensi.
Nah,
Ini katanya udah ada sih.
ya, tapi kan mereka selalu mereka kalau pusat sudah oke, daerah ikut
Oh, yeah.
Untuk di pemerintah.
pemerintah.
Nah,
Untuk
Kalau swasta,
memang
swasta ya.
kita juga mengajukan ke balai, Pak.
Iya.
Nanti ada pertemuan ke balai untuk geoteknik terowongan dan struktur ya. Di situ kita juga nanti coba mempresentasikan dan nanti menanyakan prosedurnya seperti apa.
Yeah, we are talking about the this gentleman experience with the procedures and how to approach the local government versus central government.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes the local government interested, but
Yes, yes,
no
yes, yes,
approval
yes.
from central government.
Yeah.
So the flow is going like that.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But the good aspect of the Kalimantan is there are many mining activities there, which is considered private. So as long as the private company can do
Mining.
something that, yeah, mining. The mining usually we need to treat the soft soil for the access, hauling roads, thing like that. Which I believe Pak Hari will take you to one of the mining mining company. On when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. And Pak Hari is the one who designed the 87-kilometer hauling road.
Boleh
Project
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah,
Wow.
Iya.
yeah. It's already the design already finished. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, already finished.
87-kilometer road of that
Hauling road. We call it hauling road. Hauling road is the road that is used to bring the coal from the mining
Okay.
area to the port side. Yeah,
Itaka perusahaannya Pak Prabowo kan lagi
Ya.
bangun Hollywood kan.
iya.
Ya.
Itu kami juga yang desain. Itaka and then Adaro.
60
Pari.
60 km.
Betul.
Hauling.
Yeah.
Hauling.
Kita has a lot of project related with hauling road, and that's private companies.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can use D-box there.
Well, and this is confidential. Pak Hari has a lot of share there.
But everyone is listening now, it's not.
Oh, sorry. It's a joke. Okay, sorry, Bapak. All right.
Do you have any plan to follow the exhibition in Indonesia?
Exhibition.
Exhibition we did.
Di Bilko kan tahap kedua ada.
Gimana?
Kita
Jetro.
udah ikut
Oh, Jetro.
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 It's like a Jetro session. Yeah.
Of course, this is our first time to come here to present about D-box. But of course, we want to extend this in
Dimana ada?
Indonesia.
Di Bilko tahap kedua.
Indobilco. There is a session called Indobilco. Indobilco.
Indobilco.
INDOBUILD. And then CO. Bilco.
Cool.
Dan segmen tahap kedua ada nomor saya.
Oh.
Exhibition.
Was that exhibition? Yeah.
Oh, it's a big exhibition. Many companies come and
Yeah.
Is when?
The first session is already closed, and then there will be another second session.
Announced. It will be
Kalau
announced.
nggak September, November.
around September or November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mugi-san can or Hari-san can let us know.
Dikasih linknya aja.
Oh ya, ada linknya. Yeah, we will share the link for you.
Okay.
Yeah, for registration.
Okay.
Yeah, beliau Jepang. He's asking where are you stationed? It's
Japan.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
He just came yesterday.
We came yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yesterday. It looks like a
Yeah, why they stay.
tomorrow he's bringing us to the mining. So
Yeah.
Mau kan bisa sekali ke Kalimantan.
then we go to the sea.
Selain itu bisa juga donasi bisa.
Iya, nanti ya. Iya, sama Jetro kemarin juga. Kalau Jetro itu exhibition yang Jepang gitu. Individual
Like under 40 years.
So I think is it passion yang over ya, dan tutup dulu. Nah, kita bisa ngobrol lagi. Oke, silakan. Is it can we close?
So thank you so much everyone for listening and for participating, and thank you so much for your valuable questions. So of course we will get back in touch what question you asked, and then with Matri, and then we connect to Beta. So thank you so much from my side and my colleague Nishimiya-san. Thank you so much, and of course over to
Oke, terima kasih Bapak Ibu sekalian atas perhatiannya lewat Zoom. Mudah-mudahan kita bisa berlanjut. Ada lagi.
There's another one.
Even I could not attend and join with you all. Allow me to thank you on behalf of Ekateksi for sharing your knowledge this afternoon and for your presence. Okay.
Beliau pengurus
Pengurus
Ikateksi.
Yeah, Pak Tribroto is the committee of Ikateksi.
Okay.
Yeah, so terima kasih atas kesempatannya Pak Tribroto Sulistyo.
And sorry, one more thing, we upload the attendance list, right?
Yeah.
Everyone fill it.
Mohon bantuannya daftar isinya untuk rekod kami sambil nanti bisa ya linknya.
Thank you.
Sudah ya. Oke. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih teman-teman. Terima kasih Pak Sri.
Sama-sama Bapak. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Mas Yuswal. Jauh-jauh.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Heru, Pak Suharto.
Thank you.
Terima kasih semuanya.
Bisa di